Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm here with the one and only Greg Dickerson. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, Michael. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Thank you again for being mobile, looking at deals, and still taking this hour to be with us. I really do appreciate it.
Hey, Mondays with Michael. I drop what I'm doing, and here we are.
Oh, I appreciate that. Hey, I want to share a saying that I have because I think it feels right, but you're so accomplished. Sometimes you look at a situation differently, right? The idea of rich dad, poor dad being the greatest example, right? I read it, I see one thing, you read it, see the other. I just love how you see the world because it's different than mine, not better or worse, just different. And I appreciate the feedback. So here's a saying, and I want to know how it hits you. And that is financial freedom is hard, but a better financial future is easy. How's that feel?
I think they're both easy.
Ah, I knew it. I knew you were going to say it. I knew it. Yes.
You know what's hard?
Uh,
The only thing that's hard is deciding what it is you want. That's what's hard. Getting it is easy. So when you say financial freedom is hard, the decision that somebody has to make to become financially free is what's difficult because that requires sacrifice.
yes.
Okay. You have to educate yourself. You have to take action on that education. You have to give up, you know, um, immediate gratification for delayed gratification. You have to do, what's difficult today so that you can do what's, easier down the road.
Yeah.
And, do what you have to today so you can do what you want to tomorrow, as Dave Ramsey likes to put it.
Yeah.
So it's not hard, especially right now in this day and age, in this world. It is so easy to make extra money if you have a full-time job
Mhm.
and you want to create financial freedom to make an extra 20, 50, or 100 grand a year in addition to your current job that you can invest in other things that ultimately grow. There's nothing hard about it. What's hard is, you know what, I don't want to watch this TV show tonight, or that I'd rather sit down and watch TV. I'd rather go out and party. I'd rather go hang out with my buddies. I'd rather not read a book. I'd rather not watch what I need to do. I'd rather not go attend that seminar. I'd rather not do what I need to do to put myself in that position. And I'll put it to you this way. A lot of people have told me over the years, I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you really? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, okay. Are you willing to do whatever it takes morally, legally, and ethically to make that happen? In other words, if I tell you you could sleep 8 hours a night and the rest of the time you're working, other than when you have to eat and take a shower, are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
Most people aren't.
Yeah.
You know, I did that. I worked from, I'd get up at, I'm telling you, my life for 15 bucks an hour when I was learning, I would get up at 5 a.m. so I could be on the job site by 7, so I could work all day till 5:30. So my commute was 2 hours, so I could get home just in time to eat, take a shower, or I'd take a shower first because I was dirty working in the field, take a shower, eat, get back in bed by 9 o'clock so I could get up at 5 and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And I did that 6 days a week. Sundays I did rest a little bit, or I was doing a side job on a Sunday. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I did the most of my younger life because I wasn't smart enough at that point to use my mind. I had
Yeah.
to use my hands,
Right.
but I took advantage of every opportunity to do an extra job. If somebody needed something done after work, I'd come home, I'd go do something. So, are you willing to do whatever you need to do to educate yourself? Now you can do it here with your mind. You don't have to
Yeah.
use your hands. You can manage social media. You can be a, digital advertising agency. You can be a website designer. You can be a graphic designer. You can teach a skill if you have a skill, all those types of things where you can make an extra 20, 50, 100 grand a year and beyond with some of those business models that don't require you to be anywhere but behind a computer with the knowledge and the abilities to be able to do that. So, to me, it's easy. It's a
Yeah.
matter of what are you willing to do?
I love all of that because we agree 100% with everything you've just said with one subtle twist. The other thing that what I'm sure you meant to say it, but it just wasn't, I didn't hear it, was you need to be able to do that for a length of time, right? Just because you decide you move forward, you start doing it. You worked 6 days a week, 15 hours a day for a decade, right? I mean, it took time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't until so I graduated high school in 1985, went in the Navy, spent 4 years there, and that's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So that was no
There's no
party or
picnic either. Yeah.
no picnic either. And when I got out, I worked And, I bounced around a little bit when I was younger, did a little bit of partying, hanging out, wasted a lot of time because at that point didn't have the right mindset or understanding, but I was learning skills that I could later use. But then after I got married, I was 23 years old. That was in 1990.
Hmm.
And from that point on, that's when I made up my mind. I'm going to get serious about my life. And I started educating myself. And that from that point on, from 90 until 97, when I started my full-time company, and then it wasn't until probably 2000. So from 1990 to 2000, and then previously, so yeah, about 15 years it took me of that kind of work to get to where I could do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it.
Yeah. And that's what really I'm trying to get at with this saying, right? Because and that's why I actually see when I try to teach people is a better financial future is really 3 steps. First, it starts at day 0. It's that decision you talked about. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to live below your means? Are you willing to sacrifice hours, sacrifice sleep, cut out negative people, do all of those things, right? That's kind of a decision. Then as you move forward, the better financial future is first, right? That's like the first step on the chain, which is relatively easy, as you've said, right? Because it could come to you, right? You live below your means, you save a little money, you get a side hustle, money starts coming in. And then for me, it's the time angle, right? It takes longer than people want, right? They want everything now. It's the microwave economy. And as you just said, you were doing that for 15 years. My portfolio was built over the same time frame, 15 years. I think if I had to do it again, I could do it in 7 or 8. But the whole idea is, are you willing to be uncomfortable for 7 to 15 years so that you can have 50 years of freedom? And that's what I mean by
I'll qualify that. It wasn't, 12, 16, 18 hours a day for that entire period. But what it was sometimes maybe 6 months to a year. I had that time. Like I was opening a business, opening a restaurant, doing a project out of town. So here's my mentality. This is how I operate. So I'm out of town working on a job. And my choices are I can stay another night, pay for a hotel, come back tomorrow and finish up in 4 hours, or I just stay till midnight tonight, finish this job, and I can go home and I don't have to pay for another hotel.
Yeah.
So I have an extra $100 I can invest.
Yeah.
Right. I would stay till midnight, get the job done, or even traffic. Like I'd be local where it was a 2-hour commute because of commute traffic. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to stay and work till 8 o'clock because I'm just going to be sitting in traffic for 2 hours and I get home in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 45 minutes. So those types of decisions where the average individual that's not really, motivated will say, I'm just going to do the minimum to get by. So I was always the first one in, the last one to leave. I wasn't the smartest guy in the room, but you were not going to outwork me. I will outwork you every day, all day. You will not outwork me. You're not going to do it. So that was my mentality. And, and it was spurts. And even now, if I'm launching a venture or doing a business, man, I'm on it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Now, I've got balance. I didn't miss an event my kids had. I coached all their sports. I volunteered at the church. Nice. I did all of that in addition to the work, but I wasn't out once I was married and responsible, obviously. I was doing those things instead of sitting in front of the TV, going to the bar, hanging out, doing whatever, fishing or whatever it was instead of taking care of business. Yeah. So my mindset was I took care of business first so that I could be there for my kids and for the community events that I was involved in and all that kind of stuff instead of sitting in front of the TV and all that. And if I did have any extra time at all, it was spent pouring into my mind and learning new skills, educating myself, all that kind of stuff. So, that's kind of how it evolved. And as I got, older, I was able to, take a little bit of time here and there. But that's the other thing is that I take my time in chunks. It's not like Friday, 5 o'clock, I'm done and I don't even think about work till the weekend. I do deals all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always on. Now, my general business hours are 8 to 6, Monday through Friday, Eastern time. But if a deal comes up, and it's whatever. I'm on. I'm responding. If it's a deal or it's an opportunity and it doesn't get in the way of other things, I do have balance and I've always been there, but I take care of business first. I do what it takes first. And then I do what I want to do later. And I build teams around me. So I don't have to do everything because I have people that take care of all the details. Yeah. So, I can delegate and all that, and I don't have to worry about all the little details. So those are the things that you learn how to do as you grow and as you have the resources to do that. And the first thing was chores around the house. So for me, first thing I did was, I got rid of the, landscaping, yard maintenance and all that. I mean, that freed me up 3 or 4 hours a week, certain times of years. Cleaning my cars. I hire a detailer, I go to the car wash. I don't do that. I get a housekeeper every so often, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I had somebody come almost every day for a while there when our kids were growing and were living on the beach. It was messy, but So I hired out those things
Yeah.
to give me the extra time. So I didn't spend time cleaning the house and the cars and the garage and all that stuff. So it's looking at it from that standpoint in terms of what's the highest and best use of your time. My time's better spent earning than it is cutting my grass. Now,
Absolutely.
for some people, they like to do that. That's their exercise, that's their therapy and all that, and that's great. But you got to think about your life in terms of there's only so much time, there's
Mhm.
only so many hours in a day. And at the end of the day, the hardest thing to do is make up your mind what it is you want to do. You want to lose weight? Everybody wants to lose weight.
Yeah.
Well, do you really? Because if you did, you would change the way you eat and you would exercise because that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, I really want to quit smoking. Do you? Well, then quit.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have to make up your mind. And I've been there. I mean, I used to weigh 80 pounds more than I do now. I used to be a lifelong smoker. Oh
Wow.
04, I decided to quit smoking and lose weight. I made up my mind and I did both at the same time. I
Wow.
quit smoking and lost weight at the same time. So at the end of the day, it's all mindset.
Oh, I couldn't agree with that more. And that's actually why, that's really where my saying came from, right? Having a better financial future is easy because it's the decision. You could see some of those returns. But where I think it is hard for most people is that consistency. Where I see most people break down is they get into it 6 months or 9 months, and then life happens. And it's like losing weight, right? A lot of people go on those yo-yo diets, right? They lose 20 pounds and they gain 25 back. Then they lose 20 and they gain 25 back. It's that consistency that I don't see enough. And that's why I just want people to realize it's hard.
And habits and hobbies. So everybody I knew had a boat. But I didn't. I was the only builder I knew that didn't have a boat. Why did I not have a boat? Number one, the time commitment. That's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to own a boat and deal with it and do that and all that. Why do that when I can go rent one? I can go out with somebody and I use it and I drop it off.
Yeah.
No cost, no time, none of that. Golf. You've heard the saying about golf, right? That if you can't break 90, you have no business on the golf course. If you do break 90, you got no business.
Yeah. Yes.
If you can shoot, and if you're a scratch golfer, if you're not a scratch golfer, you got no business on the golf course. But if you are a scratch golfer, you got no business. So
I love that. I've
people
never heard
would
that.
rather go out and play golf every minute of every day that they have extra to lower their handicap or to be a better golfer. But they don't, and then they'll go home and complain, well, I don't have any money. And I'm not, criticizing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the mindset we're talking about when I say delayed gratification. Yeah, it's fun to play golf. I enjoy those things. I never got really good at it because it takes too much time.
Yeah.
I'd rather go do something that's going to move me forward mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, than to go, shoot a 72.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could care less. Yeah, I have fun shooting a 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. I was so glad we had this conversation because I knew you would disagree. And I love that because you see the world so clearly that I enjoy all of these conversations. That was awesome. So I guess I do have a question for you. I wasn't going to go here, but I thought, what do you do today to relax, decompress, have fun? What does the Dickerson family do for fun?
So I take time in chunks. I like to travel.
Okay.
Around the world. I haven't been to Europe much in my life. So, we're starting to explore that kind of stuff. I enjoy exercise. I hit the gym every morning. I'm in the gym,
Nice.
So I'm up every single day at the same time. The first thing I do after coffee and waking up, spending time with my wife is I go to the gym and I do a little road work,
Okay.
20 minutes a day. That's all it takes. And, so it's a mixture between cardio and gym. Keeps me lean, keeps me in shape. And I enjoy playing golf with my friends every once in a while, but not every day.
Yeah.
Maybe once a month, I'll get out and do that. But what I enjoy, what I've always enjoyed that's always filled me is I don't work. I've never worked.
Yeah.
Since 1997, when I stepped out on my own, I have not worked a day in my life. I love building people. I love building things. I love doing the consulting I do. I'm working with people all over the world.
Yes.
I love reading and feeding myself with stuff. I love to go to the movies. My wife and I would go to the movies almost every weekend, especially during the pandemic because we've been the only ones in there. So
did you see the new Fast and Furious movie this weekend?
No, I haven't. I haven't been there, but I like to eat out and enjoy different restaurants. So I do little things here and there, and stuff like that. So I'm not all work and all that. I'm not a workaholic. I just enjoy what I do. I love the relationships, what you and I do. I love helping people.
Yeah.
I get more of a kick out of helping people and watching people grow and achieve their goals
more
than I do any deal I've ever done.
I totally agree with that. I totally
Oh,
agree.
it's so much fun. And I've done it in all of my businesses, all of my companies, all of my deals. And now to be able to work with, I've got somebody in Australia flipping houses in the United States. I'm coaching him. I've got, people in, India. I've got people in Europe. I've got people in Asia. I mean, it's unbelievable doing all kinds of different things,
That's
from
awesome.
the companies and investing and deals. And I've got them all over the country, everything from doctors and lawyers and, contractors and investors and professionals, and then people just getting started. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. You're doing some amazing things in your coaching programs. How can people find out more about them?
So it's gregdickerson.com. My website has all the information, my YouTube channel, podcast, and all that. So, I mean, I just love what I do, man. It's just so much
Yeah.
fun. It's so interesting and to be able to do the things that I can do and that the abilities that I've had that I've gained over the years from being involved in so many different businesses. So equity capital,
Uh-huh.
buying companies, growing them, selling them, building them up, real estate, developing, buying and renovating, building ground up. I mean, it's just so interesting to do all these different things, to be able to do these kinds of deals and meet all these different people and, learn from people all around the world doing the things they're doing. It's just, I can't get enough. It's
Ah,
amazing.
that is awesome. Well, you clearly are very good at what you do, and and the ability to give back is second to none. You have, I'm sure, over 100 hours of material on this channel. So I appreciate you every week. Thanks for stopping by after looking at a deal.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed talking with you. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, buddy.